the answer to your question is, yeah, I know he did it for me, but I told him before, we had dinner last night, and I said, you know what, Ryan? I said, I appreciate that. I said, but you know what? You've already won for me. I said, you've won all these tournaments. You've won all these, fights, professional fights. I said, I've had to humble myself as a father, so I let other trainers train him. What father does that when he's undefeated? But the main thing, I said, you know what? Do it for yourself. Because I know if anybody knows my son, it's me. And I know how hard he works. So for all those people that were criticizing him and hating on him, it gives me so much satisfaction. Because they don't know him. No, I'm serious. They don't know my son. I know my son. Okay? And every father should know their son. Like I do. And thank you, Golden Boy, and thank you, Lupe.
Oh, yeah. Shout out, Lupe. I can't forget about Lupe. Shout out my team. Shout out my team.
Oscar.
PJ. My new man guy. Everybody's like, oh, you just bring him. You guys don't know. Like, PJ's the man. PJ know how to hit the mids. He's a beast. Don't forget PJ. I know a bunch of fighters are going to be asking for PJ. PJ, come on. You got it.
Hey,
Donnie, my strength and conditioning coach. Y'all seen how ripped I was. We worked day in and day out. We paid attention to diet crazy. We were insane with it. We had so many talks nonstop. I learned so much about your body and what you need to put in order for it to move. I didn't even pay attention to that shit before. I used to just step into the ring and just start swinging. So thank you, Donnie, for all the lessons you taught me. Trey, man, my assistant, beast. My PR team, Michelle, Sarah, the best. And everybody on the squad. Jason, right here. Adam W. I see him out there. Funniest guy on the internet. But everybody part of my team did great. And A plus for sure by my team.
Definitely.
I want to give it up to you guys. You guys did great.
Ryan Kevin Garcia down here in the front. Two questions for you. First question, can you talk about how much sweeter, if at all, this victory was, being that Joe Goosen was in the other corner?
I mean, it doesn't make it too much sweeter. I mean, Joe, it just doesn't really move me too much that it was because of Joe. I mean, it bugged me at first, but I mean, what are you gonna do about it? I had 2 months to get over it, so it's really nothing. But he did try to get in my head in that one of the rounds, and I started looking at him every time I hit my arm. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
How did he try to get in your head?
He was just saying, oh, that was nothing. Oh, he only has a hook, blah, blah, blah. And I was just like, bro. And I had to stop and just be like, all right, bing, 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 with my hurt hand too. But I was so bad and irritated, I started throwing it even though it was hurting. I was like, fuck it. Da-da.
Last question for me. You spoke about it a little while ago, Devin Haney, and one thing he said recently, he said the rematch wouldn't happen because you had dropped out of VADA. Can you just right here, right now, clarify that so that there's no impediment to the fight?
Let me answer that question.
I mean, just look.
Let me answer that question.
You think I got an ID? Like, bro, this is a blood word.
Let me
Please.
answer that question. People say all kinds of nonsense, but Ryan's been doing testing his entire career. He's fought for interim titles. When he fought Tank Davis, we were doing VADA testing and it wasn't for a title. He's been testing his entire career. Every single time we set up a fight, we sign a contract, there's VADA testing. There's no such thing as dropping out of VADA testing. So all those stories are just fabricated, people trying to hate on Ryan, and they're just excuses for Haney to feel good about himself. Haney wants to have an excuse as to why he got beat up, and that's it. So it's all nonsense.
Just real quick, I want to go back to the haters because I gotta let this off my chest because I won't be able to sleep. But Chris Algeri, you're a piece of shit.
Oh my God!
I'm sorry, you and your corny ass partner. Okay, not believing in my son. Sergio Mora, I ran into him and he said, "No, your son made me a believer, so I'm not gonna go too hard on him." Okay, Robert Garcia. Weird, man. Oh, my son can't go over 6 rounds. Sorry, dude. Okay, I know you're okay, but you don't know my son. So, you know what? Screw all you haters. I'm sorry, but it gives me satisfaction to say that my son is a WBC welterweight champion.
And with that, that is a